beautiful community, welcome back to another video. For today's, I'm going to talk about portraits and wall arts, what they can do different to your space and the benefits of using it. So let's get started. Using portraits, using wall art is a great way to add color to your space, to add to use it as inspiration to create your decorations, to implement a style in your decor. It can be simple, it can be complex. You can use different types of art, different types of portraits, different types of wall art. You can use, in this case, I'm going to be more specific about portraits, not like, because the wall art is it's big. It's not just portraits. You can add other items too. But for this video, I'm just gonna focus on the portraits. And you can use portraits with family members, with your pets, with landscape, with abstract design. It's up to you and up to the design that you are going to use in that space to choose what type of portrait that you are going to use. The frames, there are a big variety of frames. You can use wood frames, you can use plastic, you can use metal. Be creative, use it in your benefit. Think about the frames, because the frames will, as it says, is going to frame the portrait, so it has to combine with the rest of the decoration. It has to combine with the art that you are going to incorporate, or the picture, the image that you're going to incorporate in that portrait. So they need to combine with each other, and therefore combine with the rest of the decoration. Let me give you guys some tips, and then I'm gonna give you some images to illustrate, some image to give you some inspirations too. Let's get started. Decorating with the portrait is a great way to add personal touch to your decorations. When hanging portraits, consider the placement and lighting to enhance their impact. When I mentioned the lighting can create different effects in the painting that you are going to use, because you can even use the light to enhance that painting or that portrait. I already mentioned before, you can use like the lighting on top of that painting to give it like a focal point in the living room, or focal point in the hall, or in any space that you are using that portrait. You can use the light in that in the benefit of the art that you are going to expose, and the light can enhance the art per se, and can give an other view of the colors, can expand the colors of the portrait, or it can be used just as a focal, like I mentioned before. Group portraits together to create a gallery wall, or mix and match different sizes and frames for an eclectic look. Don't be afraid to experiment with different styles and composition, and remember that portraits can be a conversation start and a reflection of your personality. One of the great things about using portraits to decorate your home is that they can be timeless additional to your home, and that's an easy way to have a piece of decoration that will long forever most of the time. Think about the color scheme of the room where you planned to hang the portrait. A portrait can be a great way to add a pop of color to a neutral room, or tie in an accent color. Consider the size and orientation of the portrait. A large portrait can make a statement on its own, while a small one can be grouped with others to create a focal point. Never leave like unintended a small piece of art in a wall, because it's going to be lost there. It's not going to have any benefit, or it's not going to make any change to the decoration if you have like a big space, like with this really small piece of art or really small portrait. Keep that in mind. When grouping portraits, try to create a cohesive look by using frames that are similar in the color or in the style. You can also experiment with different layouts, such as a grid or a diagonal arrangement. Yeah, you can use the same material to the frames, but you can mix them too, but that is more complicated. That's the reason why I'm just saying that use the same type of frame, because it can be a little bit tricky. And instead of you having a cohesive decoration, you can have something really all over the place that it will crash with the rest of the decoration. If you want something more eclectic, then you can mix things and mix materials. That's okay. If you're not going to have something eclectic, if you need something more modern, something more contemporary, then think about the frames in that way. It is possible to use different frames, but you have to be careful, and again, you have to think about the portrait that you are going to use, and you have to think about the rest of the decoration. It is more complex. It's not impossible, it's just more complex, and you have to think more about that. Don't limit yourself to traditional portraits of people or animals. Abstract art or landscape can also be a great addition to your home decoration. Finally, remember that the most important thing is to choose the portraits that speak to you and reflect your personal style. After all, your home should be a reflection of who you are, or your space should be a reflection of that. If you are the person that is going to use that space more often, then it's good for you to choose something that speaks to you, that speaks to your soul, because you are the person that is going to use that space more often, and you want to feel good when you are using that space. That's the reason why I mentioned this. Now I'm gonna give you guys some examples, and you can have more examples, more ways to decorate your walls with portraits on my Pinterest too, of course. I'm gonna leave here the direct link to my Pinterest for you to search for more inspiration and for more ideas too. Now let me give you some inspiration to illustrate the idea on how to use the portraits on your decoration. And that was it. The last two portraits that I put on the images are two from my Etsy store. If you want more options, you can go to my Etsy store. I have more portraits that you can use. It's a simple way and a cheap way to use art and to add color to your space using portraits. On my Etsy store, I'm gonna leave here the link on the description box, and it works like this. You buy the portrait, and then you choose the different sizes. I have all the information in how and what ratio that you need to print them in order to have the size that you want for your portrait. You can download it and then print it and use in whatever size that you want and with whatever frame that you want. It's up to you to personalize it and to be creative and to use in your benefit to make your decoration more colorful. I have some really colorful images. I have some landscape too, and I'm adding now something more abstract, other designs more simple, and I will continue to upload more and to create more to give you that option of having something considerably cheap and simple way to decorate your space and to add and to together art to use in your decorations too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, that you gather some inspiration. This was just to give you some ideas and some ways to arrange your paintings. And always remember, if you want to have a big statement art in your wall, it's possible. But if you want to choose if you have something really small, don't just leave it in the wall, because it's going to be lost and it's not going to make any difference in your decoration. Then you have to mix with other designs. You can mix different types of art. You can mix portraits with landscape, with abstract. Play around, be creative. use it in a way that speaks to your mind and speaks to your soul and makes sense to you. It's not just about the rules of interior design, but the most important fact is that speaks to you and makes sense to your personality, makes sense to your needs and emotions and sensations. That's the most important aspect as well, from at least for me. As usual, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to this beautiful channel, save this video to see it later, share with your family and with your friends, with your co-workers, and I hope you guys check out my Etsy store and that you find something that really suits your design needs as well. As usual, take care. Bye, people.